Hey guys, this is Julian. Thought I'd do a little live here. Had some time in this afternoon. I tried to do this about an hour ago, and then my building, they called in the maintenance to replace my dishwasher, so I had to delay for an hour. How are you guys doing? Hi B Dan. Hi Faye. Hi Ju. How's it going, everybody? What's my favorite rock? You know, that rock right there is from a trip I did to Palos Verdes with my good friend Che. He's like the TikTok, YouTube music hardware guy, and he found that rock and we named it Joffrey, and then he threw it into the ocean. And then I was like, I kind of wanted that rock, and he was like, in his shoes and pants, ran into the ocean and grabbed the rock. So that's my favorite rock. Khrone, how you doing, man? I'm gonna invite you up. You have that new record on Graydient. I thought maybe it'd be cool to chat about it. My favorite rock, Joffrey the Rock. Um, I don't think I made a vlog or anything about it, but I think I put up some stories. Oh, hey, Jason, how are you?
Hey Julian, how's it going?
Great, man. Oh, Elon Bluestone joined. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Um, yeah, I mean, we're here on live. I just wanted to, I figured I'd bring you up to discuss your new record on Gradient.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
thank
excited
you for
about it.
doing a follow-up because we really enjoyed the first one, which was
Right, right.
Waste Your Love. I think it was last year, or 2 years ago.
It was last May, 2023. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you guys, I don't know if all of the followers watching have seen, but I run a label called Gradients, and Jason had a record with us last year with Engel, or
Yeah,
Angel,
exactly. Yeah, and yeah, Angel,
um,
I think.
and she was done some records with like Eddie and some other
Right.
Mousetrap artists, and then you had this record this past week, which is called
Moments.
Moment. So, and
Right.
that's with Charmae, who's an
Exactly.
incredible singer too.
Yeah, she's
Um,
really talented.
yeah, so I just wanted to bring you up to speak to talk about it. I mean, it's exciting. It's a really good song. It's got the like classic progressive house feeling, which I
Yeah,
love.
yeah, I
I
like
think
that too. Yeah.
it's a underappreciated sound. I think.
Right. I guess my goal is to bring that sound back to life. It's been my inspiration since so long to all the past progressive house tracks like from Cascade,
Oh,
Dead Mouse, all
oh, dude, that was like my
Adam K.
childhood. Yeah.
Hmm.
When you were growing up, what was like your top five albums,
Um,
progressive or otherwise?
I listened a lot to Daft Punk. I think Daft Punk was the first artist that I listened to a lot, and then Dead Mouse naturally, which is why I guess I got inspired a lot by Mousetrap
Yeah,
sounds. Um, but Daft Punk, I have a bunch of those albums, and then I also have, I still have today, In Search of Sunrise
yeah.
albums from Tiesto.
Oh, dude,
Um,
that those are so great.
yeah, so
Hold
those.
on, that you'd appreciate this, I think, as a Daft Punk fan. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Daft Punk was a huge one for me too. But carry on, carry on. I'm just looking for something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, In Search of Sunrise by Tiesto, which it was a bunch of. It wasn't really Tiesto songs at that time. Like the first maybe five, six albums, it was him DJing, put in some tracks at the forefront, and a lot of progressive house came from there.
Oh yeah.
In terms of inspiration on my side. So,
So this is what I was looking for.
ooh,
This is the Robot Rock single from like 2006, I think it was.
damn.
Astroworks. Yeah, I've got that, and then I've got the Justice is
Oh
Waters of
yeah,
Nazareth.
Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see their new setup at Coachella? That was
I
incredible.
I don't think I did.
They just did it this past week. I don't know if the stream's online, but I have like a bootleg of it.
Oh,
If you wanna check
really?
it out.
Yeah, I want to check
Yeah,
that out for sure.
yeah. Oh, well, I'm here. This is the Ghost and Stuff first press,
Ooh, nice.
and it's got a
Cool.
B-side that is only on this record, which is pretty cool. It's called Peddler of
So
Misery.
you have a bunch
Um,
of vinyl records? I don't
I'm
recall seeing those when I came to see you last
Yeah,
year.
next time you're here, I'll have to show you. I have a pretty good collection. I try to collect stuff that like either I really love or stuff that I'm just like really intrigued by, whether it's like
Right.
rare music or whatever. So yeah, I have quite a few like older singles from some of my favorite
That's
artists. But
cool.
yeah, you said to go back to what we were saying before, you said Daft Punk, Dead Mouse, Tiesto's
Yeah,
In Search of
yeah,
Sunrise.
yeah. I think those are the top three, and of course, Cascade comes into there.
Yes.
Adam K. Justice was also a big part of like when I was listening to Daft Punk. I feel like Justin and Daft
To-
Punk goes
Yeah.
together in my mind, but
If you're a fan of Justice or Daft Punk, you're gonna like Justice or Daft Punk.
yeah,
It's kind of the
right,
sister artists. I think Justice is kind of the like the underrated duo of
right,
the French house world.
yeah,
Um, they're having their like moment right now though. Like they put out some really great tunes this
yeah.
past
They're coming
year.
back a lot these
hmm
days.
Um, it's funny you say that because I think my trajectory was very similar. Like I was like young. I had like a friend of mine who was really into Daft Punk. He burned me like the CDs.
Right.
Like he burned me bootleg CDs of all of the discography, and then I got into it like middle school, and that led to like the French stuff, like
Yeah,
like Stardust and Justice and Mr.
yeah,
Oizo, and then like ultimately I found Dead Mouse because it's the sister, it's like the cousin artist to Daft Punk.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
right.
Gino, my cat.
Hey,
Somebody
Gino.
called him out. Um, so that was my trajectory too, and then I discovered Cascade from Dead Mouse, and then
Right.
Tiesto from Cascade. It was like very
Yeah,
similar actually.
yeah.
Um,
And I do love some funk music, and I guess
yeah,
that may come from Daft Punk a bit. Um, old school funk music is also something I like, which is I don't think it translates to what I do today. Maybe like in moments I do have some triplets in there.
yeah.
So I do like funk is a bit more maybe offbeat sometimes. So that's they switch up the rhythm. So maybe I think that's the only thing I picked up in terms of funk music in my music. But
You definitely have like that old school electro DNA to your stuff though. Like
yeah,
I hear a little bit of Justice and Daft Punk
yeah,
influence in there, or old Dead Mouse or what have you. Even when you're doing progressive, it comes through. I think that's why I like resonate with your music
yeah.
because it's
I do love that
similar
sound.
DNA. Yeah,
Trying to stick to that, and add my own touch for sure. But that's definitely the roots.
yeah. It's great roots. That's like my roots as well.
Yeah.
Um, so what inspired this song particularly, Moments? Because we talked like last year about Waste Your Love on we did that conversation in my house, but what
Right.
about
Um,
Moments?
usually I do have a specific inspiration for each track I do, especially specifically with vocals. Like lately, with the way I write music, is I go and remix some tunes that I really love, like Adam K songs and Cascade songs, and I remix those. And then if I do like the instrumental enough, I switch it up and do an original. Um, I think that's how I did Waste Your Love, I think.
That's almost
But for this,
like yeah, it's like making like live edit of the song
right,
almost like a remix for yeah.
right. But for this one, it was a bit different where I reached out to Charmae, and we started up from scratch. I just nailed a chord progression really simple. I add the triplets right into it. So the chords that you hear, the triplets. I sent that to Charmae directly. Really, a very like a minute long track to give her an idea of what it was, and then she came back with vocals, and I wrote around that. So I think that's the first time I did that approach with a vocalist. So that was pretty cool. So to answer your question in terms of
How
inspiration,
you came up, yeah.
I, I think we just we went for the flow with that one, and I didn't really pick a specific song in mind. So
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think that some of the best music comes that way. Like when we try to be intentional about how we're writing,
right,
it's not as authentic or like it's not as creative, I should
yeah,
say. But when you're doing something out of passion, then you just kind of stumble into it. You can write your
right.
best work, I think.
And it was
That's
really
great.
quick
Yeah,
to write this one. It was very fluent, and we finished that track pretty quickly.
quick
So, um,
quick to write and not quick to come out.
right. I've been sitting on this track for way too long, but right now I'm pleased with the label and the home. So that's
Yeah, I
good.
remember I had played a very early version of it on my I did I think a charity live stream with Monster Cat like two years ago, and I played it on there because I thought it was fitting of the set. It was like a progressive house. I was doing like a softer set, um, and yeah, it still hasn't come out. So I'm glad that it's coming out, and it's kind of a fitting that we're putting it out. Like
Yeah,
it's like
a
a
few
full
years later.
circle moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great song, man. I really love it. I love the progressive feeling, and I love that you're trying to like bring that back around.
Yeah.
Um, is that like something that's of the culture there, or is it just you? Like,
I think it's just me, unfortunately. Like there's some a lot of music scenes here, like on the electronic side as well. There's Il Sonic, uh Picnic Electronic, and then there's Ashiaga as well, which is pretty big. Like people like Tiesto and Martin Garrix are
right.
gonna come this summer. Um, but in terms of progressive house itself, I don't think there's much going on here. So there's probably a handful.
Yeah, at least that like lane of it.
Right. Right.
That
Yeah.
particular approach of progressive is a
Exactly.
small lane, but I feel like it's underrepresented. Like people who like that genre really like the genre,
Yeah.
and they listen to it a lot. Like I'm playing a show with Shingo Nakamura
Yeah. He's
in
cool.
September, and he's not exactly doing what you're doing. Like it's progressive, but it's more like ambient, like
Yeah.
melodic house kind of influence.
Right.
But he has that history in progressive house, and I know that kind of against all odds, he's pushed for that genre since like 2012 or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
Yeah, he's been doing it forever. There's like a really famous mix on Monster Cat that he put out like 2012, 2013, and it's like probably like 50 million views or something now. And
Oh,
it was
wow.
like it's like exactly this kind of stuff. It's like progressive house with the eighth note plucks,
Huh.
whether it's triplet or whatever. And the reason I bring him up is because I know that he has this like core fan base
Yeah.
that like really respects, that genre and that sound, and like they will die hard for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Another guy I know, Systemus,
Yeah.
he's kind of in
Okay.
that
He's good.
same lane
Right.
too. I actually put
Right.
you guys in a similar like bracket because he's very much like married to the progressive house electro sound, and he
Yeah,
just
he
will
is.
not do anything else, and I love that.
He's devoted. He's been releasing a
Yes,
lot for I don't know, a decade, and and he's a constant, and yeah, his music is high quality as well.
amazing artist and underrated, I think. He's I don't want to spoil anything, but he's going to be doing a Graydient release very soon again.
Right. That's nice.
Um, we did some stuff with him like 2 or 3 years ago, and it'd be good to have him back around because I
Yeah,
love his
definitely.
music, and it's just so unique and cool. So we're gonna have something coming up with him soon, I think.
Nice. Good
Also with
news.
Villager and Farsetti, they're gonna do some music
Oh,
very soon.
really? Nick
Yeah,
and Nick. Nice.
Yep. Finally getting Nick out of the house and writing some music. We've got a record from him coming up in about 3 weeks, I
Hmm.
think, and then Villager probably like a month or two from now. So
Nice. So the
yeah,
gang is rolling up on
and that
Gradient.
yeah, now that I'm saying this publicly, it will definitely happen. Like we will, I will
Yeah, you're
definitely
committing
hold
yourself.
myself accountable to this deadline because we
Yeah.
have the music. It's just like putting it out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Nice.
I'm pleased to have you kind of part of the family as well now. Um,
Yeah,
we're
same.
talking about some future stuff too with you, so
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Um, and oh, we have De facto in the chat too, so we're working on a track with him as well. Um,
Nice.
Gradient's gonna have a big year, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Hopefully,
stuff coming
yes.
up for Gradient. That's
Yep.
interesting.
What do you have coming up for you?
Um, some some things maybe on Gradients. Then yeah, I got a couple of tracks that um that I'm working on with label or two. So not committing myself yet for those, but
Yeah,
yeah, I guess I'm working on progressive house and also another facet of of my music that I'm developing and since the last year or two is more on the sorry, on the fantasy dance
yes,
house, which is more of an untapped market or whatever, what have you. So that's really cool because I'm a bit of a geek, a nerd, whatever, however
same.
you want to put it,
Yeah,
gamer. So everything that comes with fantasy, Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So that's also been a big inspiration in terms of music wise. There's the artist section, electro section, but then there's also the geek aspect of it. So
right.
that's been a fun
My
part.
Yeah, I've been super into. I don't know if you're familiar with Plex. It's like a way to rip your DVDs and put it on a computer so you can watch
Okay, no, I'm not.
your movies. It's like I had a history in IT for a while, so I am obsessed with like networking and optimization and data storage and stuff. So um, this is just like a weird like rabbit hole I've been going down. But essentially, I'm ripping my Blu-rays so I can stream
Oh,
them in my home,
really?
like or on my phone. Yeah, it's this
Nice.
really cool platform. Basically you just need a computer running all the time, and then you can like load your movies on it from your Blu-rays, and then you can stream them as if it's a streaming service. It's pretty cool.
Right, right.
But I only bring that up because I just uh, I just met up with Nick, and he gave me his entire Lord of the Rings
Oh,
extended
nice. The extended.
Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So hopefully gonna get through those in the next week or two. I've never actually seen the extended, so
Yeah,
um,
it's fun. Like I've watched the Lord of the Rings, the original ones,
yeah.
like five, 6 times already. But the extended ones, I've been watching them with a close friend of mine lately. So I'm in the same
Long
path
time
as
commitment.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
pretty good though. It's fun to see those
yeah,
extended clips, but
but I've got them like loaded up. They're cute and ready to go whenever I want to just
nice.
press play and watch them. It's just like I haven't had a chance to. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to that. I'm a huge like nerd as well, and whenever I get into a series, it's like completely engrossed in the series, and I will watch the
Yeah.
entire thing at once. So I'm kind of worried about that for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's a big
Because
commitment for
I
sure.
know there's like a large extended universe too, right? Like there's other content as well. So
Right.
yeah,
But the
I'm gonna have
soundtrack
to.
is
Yeah,
inspirational for those. So
I it might be sacrilegious. I haven't seen Dune 2 yet, which I need to go and see. I've heard
same.
incredible things.
I've
Yeah.
only seen the
Um,
first one.
yeah. Do you pull a lot of inspiration for your music from like cinema and movies and media?
Not on the progressive house side. Progressive house is very much inspired by the artists like we discussed earlier,
Yeah.
NMK, Cascade, and stuff like that, which I've been listening way too much in the past year. But for all these like big movies like Lord of the Rings and soundtracks from those, that really inspires my other portion that I'm working on, which is the fantasy dance house. Um, so that's like all the ambience, the big
Yeah.
cinematic sounds, like even the old school like dulcimer and stuff like that.
I,
It's fun
I,
to play with.
it's funny you say that because I've been working on a lot of new material myself, and a lot of it is like orchestrated. Like I've been
Right.
really into that, like really larger than life orchestration.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in that same boat.
Nice.
I think in a way, like media in general, though, will subconsciously, even if you don't realize it, influence the way you write.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably.
like
Yeah.
whenever I see like a really intriguing movie or like a set or even like a live show, it's like it inspires me to either write or like inspires the way I write, I think.
Right. Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. When I go see shows, that definitely I feel like I'm more submerged into the music when I go in the live show, even if it's not electronic or anything.
Yeah,
You get inspired like three, four my 3, 4 times more, I feel. Um, but
totally.
yeah.
So you're from Montreal, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Montreal, Canada.
How is like the music scene up there? Because I know there's a mix of English speaking and
Right.
French, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I
So
assume like the French media must influence somewhat.
it does. On the music side, I'm not sure if it does influence a lot on the electronic side of it, specifically here in Montreal. Maybe it does. But yeah, here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, it's a it's a French province or
Right.
French state. Um, but half of the people knows how to speak English, so it's very bilingual, French and
Sure.
English. Um, in terms of the music scene, a lot of it go happens during summer,
Mhm.
where we have like summer festivals. We have like the Picnic Electronic, which is
Right.
something that happens each weekend outdoors, near the where is it? It's like downtown, not downtown, but anyways, it's every weekend happens there. It's outdoors. That's pretty cool. It's very electronic.
I need to
And
come and
then
check that out.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, so Picnic Electronic is more like uh, it, like underground artists. They're not. It's
Yeah.
not like Tiesto and stuff like that. But then there's other festivals where bigger artists comes
Right.
during the summer.
Is
Um,
that like a French thing?
it is. Well, it's
Based on
Quebec,
the name, I
Montreal.
assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's a French name, but it's a Montreal thing. So it's a Picnic Electronics. So it's electronic picnic basically.
Yeah.
And then Il Sonic, which is the Sonic Island. And I think both of them happen in the small island right next to Montreal. So
I'm gonna have to
um,
make a trip up to Montreal. I've always wanted to go.
yeah,
And
you're feel
I
free to come
really,
here, hang out.
yeah, I really need to. I really admire like the French's approach to art.
Right,
It's very particular and very detailed.
right.
And do you find that that like transcends into Montreal culture as well,
Oh,
or
yeah, definitely. There's a lot of artists here in Montreal, so it's very artistic. Depending on not only like music, but like just
the
art.
whole thing? Yeah,
Yeah, the whole thing. Uh, yeah, so
because
there's a lot of influence here for artists
every
in
time
general.
I go like watch Coachella or like whatever, like a big festival, and I see like a crazy production, like 5 times out of 10, or maybe like 8 times out of 10, it's
Right,
like a French artist,
right.
like Gustavo Stein,
Yeah,
Justice, Daft Punk, Madian,
yeah.
like
Just as
there's
Daft Punk are pretty much they're what is
gold
it? It's
standard, right? Yeah.
French house? French, is that how
French
you
touch, I think they call it.
okay.
It's like a branch of electro.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So yeah,
Um,
yeah, you do see that a bit here because a lot of the French from France immigrated
yeah.
down here. which
I'm sure culturally it transcends. I
it
think it's just
does.
the French people is like a very attention to detail and
Right.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing for creative projects because it creates these
And
like really detailed
hmm
worlds that a lot of other cultures, not to say that they can't do, but it's not as like a through line through the culture.
right, right,
So I admire French artists a lot. Um, French design, French
right,
whatever music is some of my favorite. Asian too, but French just has a special place in my heart.
right.
I want to do a trip to Paris. I've never been.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty nice. I went there once. I haven't spent too much time over there, but
Yeah,
if you like the food, if you like food in general, that's a good
yeah.
place to go for that. And they have nice
You have the
parks and
advantage of speaking French too.
right, I do, but that's the advantage for
Yeah,
sure. Um,
you can fit in and not appear as a ignorant American like
no,
me.
exactly, but they still understand that I'm not from there because of the accent. There's a big accent
I
difference from
see. I see.
Quebec to France,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but I still have that advantage for sure.
Where's Quebec geographically relative to the United States? Like
So it's it's more on it's the
eastern
province
side,
more,
right?
yeah, exactly. It's more to the east. So it's the province more to the east
Is
side of
is
Canada,
it
basically.
close to like
New
Nova
York.
Scotia and that kind of area?
It's not too far from New York, basically.
I
Yeah,
see. Okay. So
yeah. If
like
you
close
straight
to
up
the
go
coast,
up,
but not right. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 4 hour drive between Montreal and New York. And if you go like
Hmm.
directly south from Montreal, you're gonna hit New York at one point.
I'll be in
Maybe it's more. Maybe
Maryland.
it's 8 hours. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be in Maryland, DC area in a few weeks.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I wish it was a little bit closer. If it was like
Yeah.
6 hour drive from there, it'd be doable. But like New York is already three,
Well,
a little too far out.
if ever you want to come to Montreal, you have a place to stay. So.
I would love to do that, man. I've heard it's a beautiful city. I've actually never been to Canada, which is
Well,
surprising.
it's a good place to start
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I've heard good things about Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto specifically. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I may actually be coming to Vancouver for a show
Oh, really?
in the future. Yeah. Um, Not to be announced yet, but we're working on it.
Oh,
So hopefully
oh,
that gets
nice.
across the line. And
Nice.
I know it's the complete opposite
Yeah,
side.
it's pretty far, so gonna
um,
have to take the plane,
it's
but
like the Europeans that are like, yeah, I'll come to America and visit New York and LA in the same trip.
yeah,
It's like you don't
not
realize that it's
not gonna
completely,
happen. Yeah.
yeah. Whereas in Europe, it's like everything's a stone's throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Well, I'm really pleased with the song. I'm really glad that we had the chance to chat about it,
Same.
and just music and life in general.
Right.
Um, do you have anything else you want to share about it? I would love to hear anything else.
Um, no, well, I'm actually working on a new DJ set, so I
Yes,
guess you guys are you guys that are listening are gonna be seeing that soon.
yes,
And
I'm excited for that.
it's gonna be fully inspired by old school prog with some unreleased tracks as well that I've been working on, and yeah, going full in for progressive house on that one.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think we'll announce the date for that like pretty soon on Gradient,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
should be within the next week or so.
yeah,
Oh, there's
exactly.
Forsetti. Hi, Nick. Um,
Hey, Nick.
yeah. Well, I guess everybody be on the lookout. Jason's going to do a DJ set
Right.
soon. Go stream the new song, and also go stream your other stuff. You have amazing music.
Thanks, man.
Um, and yeah, be on the lookout for new stuff from Khrone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that's we've covered everything. I think it's been great speaking with you, and looking forward to our next chat.
yeah.
Maybe you can come out and
Oh,
visit soon.
oh, definitely. I would like to see you guys again. You and Nick and Levi.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
the DJ mix, Nick, will be announced soon, and
yes. We'll get you a date very soon on the Gradient account, most likely.
right.
So
So
All right. Well, Jason, it's great to speak with you. I think I'm going to go and get some food in me.
yeah, sounds good.
And
I'll do the same.
I think it's a little bit later for you. So have a good night, man. And I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Have a good evening.
All right. Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
All right, ciao.